Hi guys, today I'm going to review Transformers Masterpiece Soundwave MP-13. This figure came out a long time ago, but I wanted to wait for the reissue, and I got this figure a while back, but haven't done a review. So this isn't a new figure, but I still wanted to do a review of it. And the reissue obviously was much cheaper, so that's the main reason I waited, is didn't want to pay the full retail price for the original. The box is a standard Masterpiece box. You've got the figure and also Laserbeak, or they call it Condor, on the front. This is really a big box. I mean, this is about the same size as Ultra Magnus, so they're kind of packing them all in this same style box. You've got the actual size figure here, and kind of his feature that can fit 3 cassettes. He only comes with 1 cassette, Laserbeak, and Laserbeak is here. It shows that he can sit on his shoulder, and also that he can create an energon cube, and that his little battery pack turns into a gun, which I thought that was a really nice feature. I'll show that off a little bit later. It also comes with a Megatron gun. It's the same Megatron gun that came with a lot of previous Masterpiece figures. And then finally he's got a little grid here. If you look close, it kind of looks like there's an image of the Decepticon ship on his chest, but the real piece does not have that image. I don't know why they put that in the picture, but it does not come with that. That's about it for the box. You got the bottom, it shows what's in the box and a bunch of Japanese writing that I can't read. And that's about it. So we'll get this guy open, take a look inside. Now he does come with the standard tray. So he does fill up a good amount, I'd say maybe 80% of the tray. And then his accessories, the Megatron gun goes here, his little rifle, his sound weapon, and then the energon cube is right there. I'll actually take that out. Oh, it fell out. So you've got the cassette holder here, little pink box, and you've got the energon cube. That's basically a clear cube. They are selling some, stickers or pieces of paper you can put inside of this so that it looks more like an energon cube. Let me get adjustment here. But I don't plan to display with this. I'll show this off a little bit later, but to me this is not really useful. That's about it that comes in the box. Then we got the instructions, and these are a little different, cover image. It's just an animation of the actual figure, and on the inside you've got sort of a comic here. I can't read it, but I think it's probably the story about Soundwave. There's a little insert, and it looks like it's instructions on how to eject the after you put 3 cassettes in, how to advance the cassettes inside his chest and how to actually eject it. So I guess they put this in afterwards. Maybe the instructions that are in here weren't enough, or maybe they were wrong, but for whatever reason they included that. I mean, they do show how to put the cassette in and how to push it back, but for whatever reason they included this extra step here on how to get the cassettes out. What's nice about this instruction manual compared to some of the previous ones is you get the history of Soundwave. Not all the figures are coming with this. I'm not sure why when they choose to do it or not do it. I really like this. I like that they do this. You got the G1 Soundwave. You've got some kind of variant here where the cassettes combine into his gun. You've got almost a GoBot style Soundwave. Maybe it's a crossover. You got the sound label, Soundwave. It's actually supposed to be like a little MP3 player. You got the Generations or War for Cybertron Soundwave, and you got some of the newer ones, maybe animated Soundwave. So this is really cool. I like this. Oh, okay. I just figured this out. I don't think anyone's ever talked about this. This piece right here, you're supposed to cut this out and put that inside his chest piece. Wow. Okay. I didn't know this before, and the instructions don't talk about it, but apparently you can cut these out. I'd probably make a photocopy instead of cutting. You can cut this out and put it right in here, and that's how you get him to display. And here you got some Cybertronian writing. But that's really cool. I didn't know that they had that. So anyway, that's how you get the little image on his chest. So another nice little thing about this booklet, they gave you the image if you want to put that in. Now I'm wondering if there's a image you can copy for the Energon cube. I don't see one, so probably this is what you're supposed to copy and put inside. But that's pretty neat. I like that. Okay, that's about it for the instructions. Now we'll move on to the figure. And here you have Soundwave MP-13. This figure is really pretty hefty. He's about the same size or same weight as Masterpiece Optimus Prime, and you know, it's pretty solid. It doesn't flop a lot, which I like. And I think the only thing that's really die cast here is his feet. They're really thick, heavy die cast, but the rest of him is plastic. I mean, there's probably some die cast inside his arms, and maybe, you know, inside the actual chest. You know, just to kind of, you know, the pieces that hold him together, like the actual framework of the figure. But on the outside, pretty much the only die cast is this. I'm trying to see if there's any pieces here. They're all plastic. So still very good, very nice figure. We'll talk about all the features first. He does have a cannon here. It's articulated. It actually just folds back to the back, and then you can rotate it. Oh, it actually even goes up like that. There you go. So you can have them. You can have it way up like that, or you can have it kind of angled down. But the idea is you can turn it and then stow it away into his back. There you go. So I think that's how you're going to store it in cassette tape, or sorry, cassette player mode. I've never actually transformed this guy. I kept him in robot mode pretty much the whole time. This is the other gun that comes with it. It sort of comes, it can be stored here in robot mode. So you don't have to have it in gun mode. You can just kind of leave it as a backpack. I think they really thought about the accessories and the features here. This is another little gun. It's like a little sound gun. It stores, it pegs on right in the back here on his butt. I also found that you can kind of open up where his head goes and stick it in there. I mean, you might not want to, but you can stick it in there and it fits just fine. What else? You've got, obviously, his opening chest there. There's a good view of that. Sorry, I have him a little bit leaned back here. Let's get him forward. Okay. And this is where you can stick on the little display grid. Now I know you can actually take the display sheet off of the manual and stick it on this thing, and then it'll look like he's actually displaying you know, something on his screen to the rest of the Decepticons. So that's really cool. I didn't know you could do that until just now, and I'm really impressed that they included that feature. They didn't need to include that. One of the cool things about this figure is the head. This head sculpt is really a good head sculpt. Try to get close here. So I don't know if it comes off across camera, but it's metallic red and it looks really cool in person. The other version was kind of a goldish, or I think the American version was a goldish yellow. And I really think that his eyes should be red. He's a Decepticon, he's evil. So, you know, it seems to me he should have red eyes, but I guess that's a preference thing. But I think this head sculpt is one of the best head sculpts of all of the Masterpiece figures that have come out. These buttons are depressible. I'll talk a little bit more about that in the cassette player mode. We'll show off the weapons now. Take these out. And I do have a little bit of a loose arm here. This was actually tight when I got it, but it's loosened up a bit. I'm not sure why. I could probably tighten that up by tightening a screw or something. But in general, the joints were very tight when I got it, and it was a good QC'd figure, and it had good QC. Now here's Laserbeak, or Condor. If you're American, you probably call him Laserbeak. If you're Japanese or international, you probably call him Condor. But he has a couple places he can go. He can kind of peg into the shoulder, and he doesn't really stay too well. You can put him like that, but then his leg sticks out and looks pretty weird. But you can get a good pose. You just have to work on it. He is definitely very poseable. You can also stick him on his arm here. There's a little tab right here on the top of his arm, and the bottom of his foot has grooves. So you attach him here, and he sticks right there. And now you got, takes a little bit of effort there, but now you got Condor on his arm ready to fly and do his nasty, dirty work. You also got the gun here. This gun, it's kind of tough to get the handle out, but it does fold out. I should do this off camera, but we'll try to get it here. There's no tab to pull on, which makes it a little harder if you don't have, a tool or something. You probably should have grabbed a tool, but there we go. So there's a handle, and obviously this front part just kind of pulls out. Again, you really kind of got to have good grip on it. There you go. And here you have his weapon. So let's take a look what that looks like. It tabs in just like all the other Masterpiece figures. Got a tab on the gun. It goes right into the hand. It's pretty tight. So there you go. Kind of a weird gun. I mean, I like that they included it. It's just, I don't ever remember Soundwave with this gun. There may be one episode where he used this thing, but to me, it's sort of an unnecessary accessory, and they include it, so use it. And then here you got the little sound weapon that just tabs right in, and now you've got this little weapon. We'll take a look at the other Condor features in a little bit. And before we take a look at Condor, we'll take a look at some of the articulation on this figure. He does have, arms that swing all the way around. He's got this angling out joint here, which makes it easier to put Laserbeak up here. He's got a double jointed, let's take the gun out here so we can take a look. He's got a double jointed elbow. lets you get some pretty tight angle on the arm. He's got a rotating fist, the 3 fingers together, and then a single finger with the pointer finger being articulated at the second joint. You do have really tight ratchet joints and also a rotation here at the leg. You got a rotation at the knee. You got, again, another nice ratchet joint. You have a really good rotation on the foot, so you could get him out pretty far if you wanted to, kind of in a wide stance like that. Not sure you would do that, but there you go. The head is on a ball joint. Well, it's actually not on a ball joint. It's on a swivel and a ball joint. You can pretty much get any angle you would want. I mean, really, this has all the articulation you could possibly want in this figure. Because it's designed so much like the original G1 character, I believe, it maintains a lot of flexibility in the robot mode. But I think, it's a really good robot mode. They really took the time to put in the extra work and the extra, I would say, a little bit more cost to this guy because they wanted to do this character right. All right, let's get him out of the way here, and we'll take a look at Condor now. Here we have Condor or Laserbeak. It really, in person, it looks really good. It's very good paint. I think that's what it is. The red is very bright, and the silvers are also very kind of shiny, almost metallic. And he's got a nice, I guess, very well painted eyes and beak. He also has this little flip up camera here. It's kind of tough to get it up, but there it is. That's all it does, but I don't really use that. He is articulated at the neck here. You can kind of get him in any position. I actually only recently realized he can do that and kind of sit up like he's ready to take off or he just landed. He also has, his wings. They're not articulated at this inner joint, but they're articulated here, so you can get this kind of all the way down, or you can straighten them out like that. These wings up here are not articulated. They part of the transformation. They just swing into place. And then the feet, they do swing up and down, and then also rotate. So you can kind of get them into lots of different poses. But that's about it for Condor. I think this is the best tape figure they've made so far. It has really good detail. Even the back of his boosters here are really well detailed. So I think they dropping the guy. I think they really took the time to work on this. I've reviewed some of the tapes in my KO video, and I know that the official Takara release was not much better as far as quality control is concerned, so they must have done a much better job on quality control with this figure. Alright, so we're going to get both of the figures transformed and into robot mode, and then we'll be right back. Okay guys, we're back from transforming. I have to say I had to use the instructions. This wasn't really the same as the G1 toys. Similar in the fact that the legs kind of fold up from the bottom and kind of lock in here. But there were a lot of little folding pieces and tabs and other things that help to hold things into place. I mean, he's pretty chunky. Don't get me wrong, he looks really good. I think this is a great tape cassette mode. I just think in order to make the robot mode a little bit nicer than the G1 toy, they had to, sacrifice a little bit, which is, maybe the thickness and, a little bit of robot kibble here, but to me it looks really good. I mean, this is excellent. I prefer, I don't think I want to transform this more than once or twice because it feels like the metal paint on here is going to chip a little bit. And, I don't want that to happen, so I'd prefer not to do that. Now here's Condor or Laserbeak in robot mode. I'm sorry, in cassette mode. And this is a really nice, well done cassette. I forgot to show these in robot mode. He does have his Decepticon logos here. But this is like very well, good fitment. None of the other cassettes really came out this good, and I wish they did. But so if you put him in here, he goes in perfectly. He has a little trouble ejecting, and I found that with the other cassettes too. You kind of had to hold the thing down for it to pop out. If you hold it up, it does kind of stays in there. But nonetheless, it does pop out. Now you can have this on here. That's kind of silly. He's not a robot, so he doesn't need that. But this does have a lot of features. Obviously, you got the eject, you got the fast forward, and the rewind. Both are pushable, spring-loaded buttons. The play, the record, and the stop are not push buttons. This actually looks like a little, LED or a light. It's not. It's just a painted piece there, and it looks good. I think it looks really good. There is a slide switch here, and what looks like, adjustments for a stereo. I mean, these don't actually do anything, but they are painted well. So, a little switch here. On this side, you've got a little toggle, or like a roller. It only rolls maybe a 1/4 inch, not even. But still, I like the fact that they thought about doing that. By the way, this was not a sound gun. I think they called it a disruptor. Anyway, it fits back where it was. It was stored in robot mode. It also fits on the side here. And I believe this will connect with the Rumble and Frenzy's backpack. Let's take a look and see. So I have the bottom portion of the backpack here. Not exactly sure how this connects here. Oh yeah, look at that. So you get a little, well, I don't know. Supposedly these two things connect up and can hold on to, I think I see it now. Well, I don't know. I heard this will connect. There's nothing in the manual that explains that feature, so you're kind of left on your own to figure that out. But it does mount on the side here, and there's obviously some purpose for it, but it's not really clearly documented anywhere. Other than that, there's not really a lot of other features in tape deck mode. I really do think it looks realistic. It really looks like one of these tape recorders from back in the day. But the problem is the scale. Obviously tape recorders aren't that big. If we take out wheel jack here for comparison, it's just obviously too big. I mean, that was the problem with Transformers and Conservation of Mass. Because he was such a big robot, by conservation of mass, he's going to have, a really big alt mode. And in real life, this stereo would be the size of a semi-truck. Here's Optimus Prime. This is the You're the horse Optimus Prime, and you know this figure is just a little too big for, you know, a tape recorder, but I think I'm willing to kind of let that go because there's not really much they can do to fix that. That's why this guy is pretty much going to get displayed. For most people, it's going to be displayed in robot mode on shelves. It's not going to be, you know, displayed in this form. But it is a really good, it's a fun transformation. I like the transformation. I think they did a good job doing, you know, sacrificing where they could, but also keeping this a really tight figure. I just want to mention this was the Megatron gun. I didn't put it in his hand or do anything with it, but it does fit in his hand, and in robot mode you can use this as a weapon. But because this has been covered in so many other reviews and in so many other Masterpiece figures, there's no reason to review it here. But it is nice. You know, if you do end up with a Masterpiece size Megatron, this gun is going to look silly because it's going to be way too small, and you got a massive Megatron. So once I get my next figure, which is going to be MX-1 Apollyon, and that's X-Transbot's version of Megatron, this thing's going to go away. But for now, it's here. So that's basically it. Here's all the accessories comes with. Oh, I didn't mention this. The tape does go into here. Oh, here we go. And it closes up, and it looks like a little tape deck. I'm not sure why it's pink. The Hasbro version is clear, and I thought clear made more sense, but either way, it does fit in there. It does work. Again, another feature, or I guess add-on that I'm not going to use. But that's basically it, guys. Definitely, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them, or give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Also, if you are looking for more Transformers Masterpiece reviews, I have the next few coming up are going to be Star Saber and MX-1 Apollyon, which is the X-Transbot's version of Megatron. Obviously, the more subscribers and the more likes we get, the more videos I can make. So please subscribe, like, and leave me any comments if you can. All right. Thanks. Bye.